Veteran Salute is sponsored by the Devon James Injury Lawyers.
Keeping fighter aircraft in the fight. That was the job of a Vietnam veteran.
He says the combat camaraderie is something you have to live with to believe. Gwen Bevel and photojournalist Nick Kiefer share his story.
Jim Denison's father understood camaraderie. He served in World War II. Denison was just a child when he started digging around for his father's uniform. Then years later, he picked up A Day in Infamy in his high school library and realized Pearl Harbor was a day that changed our world forever.
Postcards, matchbook covers.
That's just the beginning of Jim Denison's collection.
There's things back there that came out of Post Toasties boxes back in the 50s.
There's shiny things that say remember Pearl Harbor and even underlings to remind you of the same. Many of these pieces of the past
That is oil from the USS Arizona.
are connected to A Day in Infamy.
I'm one of these people that believe history needs to be remembered or it's going to be repeated.
Denison knows what it's like to be part of history.
The graduation gown went even back into the box.
But he already knew he was headed to Vietnam. He says he quickly found his place in the Air Force.
I was an airframe structural repair specialist. I took that to heart.
He says their job was to get aircraft back in the air.
I made stuff even out of beer cans if I could repair an aircraft or a helicopter.
And their work had to be turned around in a hurry.
Lives counted on it.
He says they worked on many aircraft.
Here's Cameron Bay.
That was on his first tour. Then there was a second.
This is Phuket.
After his time with the Air Force,
I still had it in me.
so he joined in the Army National Guard, and he finally got a chance to live out a childhood dream to drive an Army truck.
We had to take care of everything that we had with a support company down here.
And his experience from the Air Force paid off, especially when the Guard got tanks. He says he continues to draw on that experience from all of his years of service on this type of special mission.
The kids want a chance to talk to people that have served in uniform.
What he has to say resonates. He says the man who sent him this was so inspired by one of his school speeches, he joined the Navy and then sent Denison a piece of the USS Arizona to add to this collection.
It has grown. Understatement.
He's determined to continue to find space for these pieces of the past.
It's been my life goal to make sure that people don't forget December the 7th.
Denison has done so much to help ensure that Pearl Harbor is never forgotten that back in the early 80s, he was made an honorary member of the Pearl Harbor Survivors Association. He says he looks forward to getting back to sharing more about that fateful day and his own experiences in the Vietnam War with school children someday soon. We'll hear for you, Gwen Bevel, KSN News 3.
The Devon James Injury Lawyers here, and it's our honor to introduce our Veteran of the Week, and that's Sergeant Jim Denison, who proudly served our country during Vietnam in the Air Force and also served in the Army National Guard. On behalf of all of Kansas, thank you for your service.
I want to thank Devon James and the KSN 3 team. And gentlemen, I'd like to take half of this and pay it forward to the Kansas Honor Flight.
Veteran Salute is sponsored by the Devon James Injury Lawyers.